Did you know that millions of drivers are unknowingly victims of car insurance scams every year? It's true. These scams are more common than you might think, and they can happen to anyone, regardless of how careful you are. These scams can take many forms, from hidden clauses in your policy to outright fraudulent practices by unscrupulous agents. Imagine signing a policy thinking you're covered, only to find out later that the fine print excludes the very incidents you thought were included. This isn't just about a few extra bucks. We're talking about potentially thousands of dollars stolen from unsuspecting consumers. The financial impact can be devastating, leaving victims in a precarious situation. Families can be left struggling to pay for repairs or medical bills, all because they were misled by their insurance provider. Some victims even find themselves in lengthy legal battles trying to reclaim their hard-earned money. This essay will expose the dark underbelly of the car insurance industry, revealing the shocking truth about these scams and how they can impact you. We'll delve into real-life stories of those who have been affected and provide tips on how to protect yourself from becoming a victim. By staying informed and vigilant, you can avoid falling prey to these deceptive practices. Knowledge is your best defense. Always read the fine print, ask questions, and do your research before signing any policy. With the right precautions, you can ensure that your car insurance truly has your back, giving you peace of mind and security on the road. One common tactic is the phantom coverage scam. This involves selling you coverage you don't actually need or that doesn't apply in your situation. Often, these policies are filled with jargon and complex terms that make it hard to understand what you're actually paying for. Another sneaky trick is the bait and switch, where you're lured in with a low premium only to have it skyrocket after you sign on the dotted line. This can leave you feeling trapped and financially strained, as the initial offer was just a ploy to get you to commit. And don't forget about unnecessary add-ons, those extra services or products that sound good on paper but offer little real value. These add-ons are often presented as essential, but in reality, they rarely provide the benefits they promise. For example, you might be offered roadside assistance or rental car coverage that you may never use. It's crucial to read through your policy carefully and ask questions about anything you don't understand. Don't be afraid to challenge your agent on the necessity of certain coverages. Transparency is key. A reputable insurance company will be upfront about what you're getting and why it's important. If something feels off, trust your instincts and seek a second opinion. Always compare multiple policies and providers before making a decision. This way you can ensure you're getting the best deal without falling for deceptive practices. By staying informed and vigilant, you can protect yourself from these common scams and make a choice that truly benefits you. The financial impact of these scams can be devastating. Imagine being denied a legitimate claim because of a hidden clause you didn't understand. Or worse, discovering you've been paying for useless coverage for years. But it's not just about the money. These scams can also take an emotional toll, leaving victims feeling betrayed, vulnerable, and angry. Take the story of John, a single father who was involved in a minor accident. John had always been a cautious driver, ensuring that he followed all traffic rules and maintained his car in good condition. He had been paying for full coverage for years, believing he was fully protected. Every month he diligently paid his premiums, confident that he was safeguarding his future and that of his young daughter. He'd even gone through the policy documents multiple times, making sure he understood the terms and conditions. However, when he filed a claim, he was shocked to discover that his policy contained a clause excluding coverage for accidents involving unlicensed drivers. This was a detail buried deep in the fine print, something he had missed despite his careful review. It turned out that John's license had expired a few weeks earlier, a fact he had simply overlooked. With the daily hustle of balancing work and taking care of his daughter, renewing his license had slipped his mind. The insurance company refused to pay for the damages, leaving John with a hefty bill and a bitter taste in his mouth. He felt betrayed by a system he thought was there to protect him. The financial strain was immense, and he had to dip into his savings to cover the repair costs. This incident made John realize the importance of not just having insurance, but also understanding every single detail of the policy. It was a harsh lesson, but one that he hoped others could learn from without experiencing the same hardship. John now shares his story with friends and family, urging them to double-check their insurance policies and stay on top of their renewals. He hopes that by sharing his experience, he can prevent others from facing the same predicament. His story has even inspired local community meetings where people come together to discuss and understand their insurance policies better. These gatherings have become a platform for sharing knowledge and ensuring that everyone is adequately protected. Today, John is more vigilant than ever. He keeps a close eye on all his documents and ensures that everything is up to date. He continues to drive safely, knowing that he is now truly protected. His experience, though painful, has made him wiser and more cautious. And through his efforts, he hopes to make a difference in his community, ensuring that no one else has to go through what he did. Section 5, Steering Clear. Tips for avoiding insurance scams. So how can you protect yourself from these unscrupulous practices? First and foremost, never sign anything without reading the fine print. Ask questions, clarify any doubts, and don't be afraid to walk away if something feels off. Get quotes from multiple insurers, compare coverage and premiums carefully, and always choose a reputable company with a proven track record. Section 6. The fine print, your secret weapon against fraud. The fine print may seem daunting, but it's your best defense against hidden scams. Pay close attention to clauses related to coverage exclusions, claim procedures, and premium increases. If you don't understand something, don't hesitate to ask your agent or seek clarification from the insurance company directly. Remember, knowledge is power. Section 7. Knowledge is power. Understanding your policy inside and out. Take the time to thoroughly review your policy when you receive it. Don't just file it away and forget about it. Make note of key dates such as renewal deadlines and grace periods. Understand your coverage limits and deductibles. The more you know about your policy, the less likely you are to be caught off guard by hidden surprises. Section 8. Fighting back consumer rights and reporting scams. If you believe you've been a victim of a car insurance scam, don't suffer in silence. You have rights. Document everything, including conversations with agents, policy documents, and any correspondence with the insurance company. File a complaint with your state's insurance regulator and consider seeking legal advice if necessary. Section 9. The need for regulation. Protecting consumers from predatory practices. Stronger regulations are needed to protect consumers from predatory practices in the car insurance industry. This includes stricter oversight of insurance companies, clearer disclosure requirements, and harsher penalties for fraudulent activities. By working together, we can create a fairer and more transparent insurance marketplace. Section 10. The future of car insurance, transparency and trust. The future of car insurance depends on rebuilding trust between consumers and insurers. This requires a commitment to transparency, fairness, and ethical practices. By embracing technology, simplifying policies, and putting the customer first, the industry can regain the confidence of those it serves. Section 11. Conclusion. Stay informed, stay protected. Car insurance scams are a serious problem, but by staying informed and taking proactive steps to protect yourself, you can avoid becoming a victim. Remember to read the fine print, ask questions, and report any suspicious activity. Together, we can drive these scammers out of business.